quick announcement before we dive in. If you're loving this podcast and want to go deeper into play schemas, I've got exciting news. The Play Schemas Collective is now in beta testing, and I'm inviting you to join for free. This is your chance to test drive a brand new collective designed to help you confidently support your toddler's development through schema-based play, bringing more joy and less frustration into your everyday. Applications close June the 26th, 2025, so don't wait. Head to playschemas.com/beta, which is play, schemas.com/BETA to apply. And if you want to hear all the juicy details first, just listen to episode 28 where I give you the full overview. Okay, now let's get into today's episode.
And remember that play is not separate from learning. Play is learning. It's how your child processes the world, builds confidence, and connects with you. Hi there, and welcome back to Demystifying Child's Play, the podcast where we explore what's really going on when your toddler is stacking blocks for the 10th time, spinning in circles, or throwing things across the room. I'm Ruth Furco, a mum of two, and I'm going to be your guide into the wonderful world of play schemas. In today's episode, though, we're going to be talking about play schemas, but also be talking about something really real: why play can feel hard for us as parents. You love your kids, and you know that play is important, yet maybe you find yourself checking your phone while they ask you to play one more game of dinosaurs, or you feel a little bit lost trying to pretend or get silly. If this sounds familiar, you are absolutely not alone. In fact, while I've talked to so many parents, I've noticed a common theme. We do want to connect through play, but there's quite often something getting in the way. So let's name those barriers, and more importantly, let's explore how understanding play schemas, those repetitive patterns that toddlers naturally gravitate towards, can help shift our mindset, reduce frustration, and build stronger parent-child connections. So let's get comfortable, whether you're out on a walk, catching a rare moment of quiet, or multitasking around the house. Let's dive on in and explore how, no matter what the excuse, you can play with your children. Now, as always, these notes will be available on my blog, so if you want to look back at any, head to playschemas.com/blog. That's play, schemas.com/blog. And also, you can get the freebies there if you just go /free. Okay, part one, I'm going to share 10 parts. Part one is I'm too tired. So this is when life feels too full for play. And it's quite normal, the lack of time or energy between parenting, work, cooking, dinner, remembering to pay the bills, waking up so many times during the night. It's a lot. And when you are stretched thin, play can feel like one more task on the to-do list. But here is the good news. You do not need an hour of Pinterest-worthy playtime to make a difference. Just try for 5 or 10 minutes of focused, undivided attention, and this can have a huge impact. That short burst of connection can fill your child's emotional cup and shift both of your days. And even better, you could build play into what's already happening. Bath time, add a few silly voices. Car ride, make up a song about where you're going. These tiny tweaks can be a big connection. Now, for each of these reasons we might give for why we can't play, I'm going to do a schema spotlight with an idea of adding a schema into this. So the first one is trajectory, which is all about movement. Throwing, dropping, spinning, sliding. So if you're tired, what you can do is set up your child with a ramp and some cars while you lie down on the couch and narrate what's happening. Whoa, that one went far. This lets you be physically present without needing to physically engage with high energy activities. And it might just be the cardboard from a cereal box. You don't need anything fancy. Okay, excuse number 2 why we can't play with our kids. I feel awkward. So this is all about when play just feels weird. And it's another big one. Feeling awkward or self-conscious is very real, even if it's just you and your child in the room. Some of us didn't grow up with playful parents. Or maybe imaginative play just isn't your thing. So when your toddler hands you a pretend cup of tea, your first thought might be, what do I even do with this? Or if there's water in it, I'm not drinking that water. But instead, try this. Just let your child take the lead. If they're pretending to be a cat, you don't need to become an Oscar-winning actor. A simple meow or what could I do next can go a long way. If they're pretending to have cups of tea, you can pretend to and you do not need to drink the water. You can also lean into props or books, puppets, costumes, or interactive stories to give you a script. It might take some of the pressure off. For our schema spotlight, for enveloping children, they're ones that love wrapping, covering, or hiding things, including themselves. So what you could do is use some scarves or fabric to turn a stuffed animal into a present, or make a blanket fort. You can simply sit inside while they play, low pressure, high connection. and then you're hiding from the outside world as well. Number 3, I don't know how to play. So if you're feeling like you don't know what to do, is very common, especially with younger kids or open-ended play. So try this. As with any of the schemas, I always start by watching, observing. Notice how your child plays alone and then slowly copy what they're doing. It might feel silly or simple, but it's powerful. You are entering their world. Or start with what you know. Peekaboo, playing blocks, hide and seek, a card game if they're older. These classic games are classics for a reason. They're developmentally rich and easy to jump into. For schema spotlight, positioning. This is where children line up, sort, or arrange objects. So what you can do is grab some blocks, cards, soft toys, say, let's make a line. Follow their lead and see how they line them up, and then follow where it goes to next. No storyline needed, just pattern and order. Okay, number 4, this isn't fun for me. Let's be honest. And sometimes your child's play style just doesn't match yours. I know with our Lego at the moment, we're wanting the same storyline over and over and over again, and I get over it. So if they want to pretend to play a dinosaur 27 times in a row and you're losing your mind, if they want the same story, it's normal and it's okay to not want to do exactly what they're doing. So try this. Find some middle ground. If you are enjoying the playing with Lego but you don't enjoy the storyline, change it up. If they're not happy with it, talk to them about how you can do 2 different sides. What I sometimes do is say, hey, you've been the ninja a lot, now it's my turn. Not too happy, but it's really interesting being able to have that role reverse and seeing how they do it. And then I can change the story a little bit. Or if you love drawing and they enjoy pretend play, you can make a comic together. Or you could draw some pictures that they can use as puppets. Or if they want to play restaurant, you could create a menu while they serve an imaginary soup. Lean into your strengths. If you like music, make up a silly song together. Love stories, invent a character, and just see where it goes. So for a schema spotlight, this is transformation, which is all about changing things. Mixing, smashing, cooking, creating, changing yourself. What you could do is make from Play-Doh food, some Play-Doh cookies, and decorate them together. This brings your creativity together and it brings out their squashy energy. A perfect blend. And it's really easy to use Play-Doh as something you've got, and then you can change and change and change. It gives you a reason to play. It gives you something you can change. Okay, number 5. They're too young to really play. Now, with babies and young toddlers, it's easy to wonder, what do I even do with them? Especially if it's your first child and you're on your own the whole day and you're thinking, I have done everything, I don't know what to do now. Well, they don't play in the way the older kids do. To start, just learn a little bit about what's typical for their age. For babies, play might look like singing or bouncing or feeling textures outside. Toddlers might prefer to play next to you, not with you, and that still counts. Understanding how your child's brain develops helps you give more confidence to meet them where they're at. And when you know schemas, it helps even more. So for this one, our schema spotlight, let's look at sensory play, which is linked to enclosure and transformation. Young toddlers, babies, they explore by touching, tasting, and feeling. So what you could do is you could offer a container of autumn leaves or summer flowers or water in a spoon or all of the above. Sit beside them and comment on what they're doing. Splash, that feels cold. Oh, those petals are beautiful. Oh, I can see some yellow. You're still participating, but there's no performance required. Number 6, hands up if you're guilty of this one, I'm too distracted. Or maybe not even realizing that being distracted is a barrier to really get into play. Technology, phones, to-do list, emails, dishes, our brains are constantly pinging of everything we need to do or wanting to disconnect from everything we want to do. So try this. I've said it before in podcasts, is set a timer. 5 minutes, 10 minutes of undistracted attention. No phone, no multitasking. You can create deeper connection than a distracted hour. Or maybe try and create a phone-free zone in your day. Maybe it's the lounge where for the afternoon you can't have your phone there. Maybe you can't ever have your phone in the lounge. A short window or a space where your child knows, I've got mum or dad's full attention. Looking at the schema for this one, I'm going to talk about connection. This schema is about joining things, joining blocks, joining tape, joining hands, joining trains. So my idea is doing anything together that joins. Building a train track, playing with Duplo, playing with Lego. It gives your hands something to do and it invites shared focus, helping you to stay present too. Okay, number 7, I'm not okay. Mental health and emotional load is something that's really real and it's hard. If you're dealing with anxiety, depression, burnout, play really could feel and potentially is inaccessible, even though you want to be present. So, as always, start small. You don't need to feel joyful to be close. Just sitting by while they're playing or simply commenting on what they're doing can be enough on those tough days. And please ask for help if you need it. Whether it's a therapist, a trusted friend, a doctor, or your partner, support matters and they'll be able to lead you in the right direction. And remember, you matter. So the schema spotlight for this one is enclosure, which involves creating boundaries, boxes, fences, hiding spots. What you could do is give them a basket or box and encourage them to fill it or climb into. And you can quietly watch, name what's happening, or hold the space without needing to perform. You might even want to be enclosed yourself in a really cozy jersey or blanket to feel comfortable while doing the interaction with your child. Okay, number 8, thinking, is this educational enough? We've just had an episode about early literacy, and I can assure you that if they're playing, it is educational enough. But some people more than others do really feel like play has to be productive. Like every moment should be teaching letters, numbers, shapes, particular concepts. But here's the truth, as I just said, play is learning. So try this. Let go of the pressure to turn every moment into a lesson. Spontaneous, silly, imaginative play builds up problem-solving skills, emotional regulation, creativity, and it deepens your bond. If you're playing with your child, narrating, talking about what they're doing is so vital in so much of their learning. If you're saying, wow, you just put the blue block on top of the red block. You're teaching positioning language, you're talking about their fine motor skills, you're talking about colours. You're not saying, this block's blue and this block's red. Let's go on top. We are going to put on top. You don't need to do that. But if you're incorporating it into your everyday language, they're learning as they go. Okay, schema spotlight, rotation. This is spinning wheels, rolling balls, turning things. This supports fine motor skills and spatial reasoning. So again, they're learning different skills and you're not directly teaching them. Really easy, you can race toy cars down a track or watch wheels on a trike go round and round and round. It's not teaching letters, but it is definitely brain building. Okay, number 9, I wasn't played with. This is where childhood experiences can resurface. If you didn't experience playful connection as a child, it is completely normal to feel insecure or even resistant now, not knowing how to play. So try this instead. Instead of judging yourself, just get curious. What would have helped me as a child? I do remember any times you wanted to be played with. And gently give that to yourself and your child. Play can be healing. It can be a bridge to joy for both of you. See what your child does and join in with them. The schema spotlight is orientation. This is when children explore different viewpoints, hanging upside down, looking between legs, tilting their head. So the idea is you can lie down together and look at the ceiling. Very low effort, very high impact. You can say, what do you see from here? Take it outside. Look at the clouds, be under trees, look at the leaves from that way. You're playing, you're interacting, but it takes very low energy from you and is not maybe seen as play, but it's a really important part of getting together. It doesn't have to be elaborate, just a shared perspective and presence. Okay, number 10, I didn't realize play mattered this much. Finally, some parents just haven't been told how powerful play really is. And if this is you, it's a day to start. So try this. Learn just a little bit about how play boosts brain development, strengthens attachment, builds social skills, and more. If you want to know more about play schemas and how they all work into your child's day and their play and their learning and their development, head along to playschemas.com/free. You'll see a lot of free downloads there that will give you the 101 of play schemas and teach you so much more. And remember that play is not separate from learning. Play is learning. It's how your child processes the world, builds confidence, and connects with you. Okay, last schema spotlight is transportation. Children love moving themselves or objects from one place to another. So an idea is you can give them a basket to collect and carry toys from room to room, or join in by pretending you're both deliverers or helpers. You could even just get them to take things from the car like you're shopping into the house. It's turning this behaviour and common repeated patterns into shared fun, and it deepens connection. So you may have been doing some playing with your kids without even realising. Now, those are the 10 reasons for not playing with your kids. I'm going to add one extra one, which we're about to have a podcast episode on, is weeing yourself. Having pelvic floor dysfunction. I know for me, this was an inhibitor once my child started running around, suddenly going, oh, I need to go pee before playing. So watch out for our episode all about your pelvic floor and how, as a mum, you can ensure this is nice and strong so that you can play and engage with your child fully without worrying about weeing yourself. So if play has felt hard lately, please know this, you are not doing it wrong. You are human and you're not alone. The more you understand what play really is, especially through the lens of play schemas, the easier it becomes to lean in with compassion, flexibility, and connection. So remember, if you want to learn more about your child's play patterns and how to support them, head to playschemas.com/blog for the notes from today, play.schemas.com/free for all my free resources. That's play, schemas.com/blog/free. Or come over and say hi on Instagram at play_schemas. I've got plenty of content waiting for you there too. And if this episode spoke to you, please take a moment to share it with a friend or leave a review. It helps so much in getting this message out to families. Until next time, remember today is a great day to play and be kind to yourself.